Hello students, my name is Prerna and I'm your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book Enviro, we are going to be reading chapter number 9. And in this chapter, we are going to study about something that we all enjoy. I hope all of you do enjoy that. So let us see what this chapter is about. So, as I told you, this is chapter number 9, and the name of the chapter is School for Learning. So, here's a small activity that all of us can do. So, tell me, do you reach school on time? If yes, you can put a tick mark here. All right. And do you share your tiffin? Yes, we all do. Do you wish your teachers? If let's say not just your subject teachers or your class teacher, let's say you're moving in the corridor and you see a teacher, do you wish her? Most of us forget it, forget to do that. But even if you see a teacher in the corridor and if let's say she's not teaching you any subject, you should still wish her good morning or good afternoon. Keep silence in the library. Very, very important. Why should we remain silent in the library? Because library is the place to read books. And when you're reading a book, is there a need to talk? No. And what happens in library, there are some other people who are uh, busy reading a book. They might be reading a magazine, they might be reading an encyclopedia or any other book, right? And if you are talking there, what happens? You are disturbing those people. So you should never ever talk in the library. Pay attention to the class. So this reminds me of um, just two lines I remember, uh, which are like, my body might be in class, but my mind is on vacation. So I hope that is not the case. Your body and mind should be there in the class. You need to pay absolute attention in the class. Not like you are physically you are present, but mentally you are somewhere else. All right. And do you keep playing games in the school entire day, or do you also study? So it's a balance of both. So your uh, classes or your time for playing and time for studying should be balanced. All right. So now let us start reading this chapter, which is chapter number 9, and the name of the chapter is School for Learning. A school is a place for learning. We go there to study and learn many other things. Every school has a building with many rooms. So now we come to know what exactly is school, right? And what all we learn in school apart from our subjects, we will study about that in the chapter. So first, let us talk about what are the different types of schools. First is kindergarten school. It is a school for very small children. Children learn about numbers, alphabets, they learn rhymes, they arrange blocks and balls, they count them. After 3 years, they go to a primary school. So, a small activity like block building or maybe solving the jigsaw puzzle, why these are taught in school? Have you ever thought about it? Why these are taught to such small children? Or why such small children are involved in these activities? Because such activities help children in their mental development, in their mental growth. What do you mean by mental growth? So, it means that it helps you to have a sharp mind. It helps you to have sharp thinking skills. All right. So after kindergarten, children go to primary school, which is up to 5th grade. So right now, are you in kindergarten or in primary school? Right now, you are in primary school. There, they learn about the environment. They learn languages and how to do sums. So children learn language, let's say English or Hindi or maybe any other language, and maths as well as EVS, which is environmental science. Then you have middle school, which is up to class 8. Schools up to class 10 are called secondary schools, and schools which are up to class 12 are called senior secondary schools. All right. So you can see different activities that children are doing in the school. Now we talk about what are the subjects that we learn in the school. So first it is language and mathematics. Like it is given here in primary school, and when students go up beyond primary school, so we learn to read and write our mother tongue. So we learn, not just learn mother tongue, we learn other languages also. Like in our school, we learn English, we learn Hindi, or maybe any other foreign language, or any regional language. So you might be having, let's say, Punjabi or French or German, any of these languages in your school. Maybe not the class in which you are right now, but may in higher classes you might have options for such languages. Then you learn how to read and write English language, Hindi language, or any other foreign language. We learn more languages if we take separate classes for them. Then we learn maths. So we learn addition, we learn subtraction, we learn division, and we learn multiplication. These are the 4 basic things that we learn in maths, and then in higher classes, the level increases. Right? The next language, the next subject that we learn is environmental science. So EVS is a combination of 2 subjects, social studies as well as science. All right. We come to know about our wonderful world. We also know about our wonderful body. So like in your this book, Enviro, you have studied about neighborhood. Then you have also studied about family. These all are a part of social science. And when you learn about, let's say, body parts, that is science. All right. So in EVS, till let's say 2nd grade or maybe even up to 5th grade, you have a common subject for social science as well as science, which we call as EVS. All right. And then we also learn about people, religion, and culture in the subject of EVS. So if I talk about this topic, people of different community, this is a subject of social studies. And if I talk about planet Earth, this is a topic which is taught in science. So in EVS, you study the combination of both these subjects. Now, in the introduction of the chapter, we said that we learn many things in school apart from subjective knowledge. We learn various other skills. So, what are these other skills? The first is art and music. Apart from studies, we also learn about some recreational activities like music, dance, painting. In some schools, we also call them as vocational activities. All right, PT and some other various activities. So what is PT? PT stands for physical training. So your games teacher is also known as your PT teacher, right? They make us do exercises. They also train us in games and sports. And what is the advantage of this? This helps you keep physically fit. And school is also a place where we learn good manners. And we are supposed to imbibe those good manners in us. Other activities in school, that is mass prayer, like in the morning assembly you do prayer. Then teachers teach us in the classroom. Then you have sports, games, And you also participate in different school functions like the annual day, the sports day. So these are the various other functions that happen in every school, and you must participate in these events. You know what is the best part about participating in these events? That your stage fear goes away. You will be able to face a lot of people if you start participating in your annual day or maybe in your sports day. You will gradually see that you are learning a lot many other skills. So whenever you get an opportunity to participate in your annual day, in your sports day or any inter-school competition, always make an effort to at least maybe give an audition for it. Always do that. All right. Children enjoy these activities, and parents and teachers meet to find out how the child is doing at school. A day which sometimes becomes fearful for a few of us, the parent teacher meeting. Why? Because that is the day when our parents are told what exactly we are doing in school. This topic, qualities of a good student. So, this is like a self assessment for you. That is, you analyze yourself, you test your own self and see how many of these qualities do you have. If you have most of them, that means you are a good student. So, the four main qualities are given. If you have two of them, good enough. If you have only one of them, you need to work on yourself. If you have all four of them, very good. That means you are a good student. First, do not damage school building or furniture. You should never ever do that. Do you ever destroy furniture at your home? We don't. So why do we destroy furniture in our school? Or why do we spoil the building? By writing something on the walls. Do we do that at home? No. If you are doing so, it's a very bad habit. All right. Then do not loiter around. Do not ever throw garbage here and there in the school. Do not pluck flowers or leaves from the garden. And fourth, do not shout or scream in the class, in the school building or bus. What is the need to shout? Something I always wonder, if the teacher is not there in the class, the students take it as an opportunity to shout and create so much of noise. Why? People around you, all of them are physically sound. So is there any need to shout at the other person? No. In fact, if the teacher is not there in the class and you see your classmates shouting and creating noise unnecessarily, you can always take an initiative to tell them to be quiet and maintain discipline. So understand this thing. School is the most important place in your life because school is where you learn how to become a good human being in all your spheres of life. So respect it, be blessed about it that you have this opportunity to go to a good school and enjoy learning. Thank you so much.